What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? While performing a 15-minute stand-up set in Indianapolis Friday night, following the screening of his untitled documentary, Dave Chappelle joked about being uninvited to a fundraiser at his old high school. Dave said they're canceling stuff I didn't even want to do. If you think you're mad at me, just remember, I didn't disinvite you to anything. Last week, the Duke Ellington School of the Arts in Washington, D.C. canceled a scheduled fundraiser because they felt that some students were offended by some controversial comments that Dave made in his Netflix special, The Closer. They said that these students were uncomfortable. Students expressed that they were, some students expressed, actually they used the term many students. I think they're lying. But they said many students were uncomfortable. I'm gonna use some. Some students, maybe two, were uncomfortable with supporting Dave. So some of them staged a walkout. The school decided to be preemptive by canceling the fundraiser before the walkout. How do y'all feel about that, fam? I totally believe that they're lying. Now, this is the school that Dave graduated from. I know I had a beef with my high school for a while. They kicked me out 2 months before graduation. 2 months. They dealt with my shenanigans and whatever other little issues I may have had along the way, you know. All that time, I got all the way 2 months out. And they kicked me out, not just of school, but the entire school district. So I couldn't just up and go somewhere else. And I was like, I'm not going to summer school. So that was it. That was the end of my academic career. It took me a long time to get over that. It took me a long time to actually accept that if I hadn't done what I did, then none of that would have ever happened. You know, it's kind of like boxing. Life is a little like boxing, right? You want to take the referee out of the decision. So when you do certain things that are disruptive, even when it comes to breaking the law, you put the decision in the referee hands. Referee meaning the judge, the jury, the teacher, the principal, even a cop. You put the decision, your life, decisions that affect your life in other people's hands. So it took me a while to come to terms with that and go ahead and accept full responsibility for my actions. What did I do? Allegedly, I fought from A lunch to B lunch, allegedly. But anyway, fam, that's water under the bridge. It was a life lesson. And, you know, it's one of those regrets. You know, some people don't have regrets in life. I hear people saying, well, I don't have any regrets. You know what I think? I think people do have regrets. But I think oftentimes people don't want to admit that they have regrets because it would make, in their mind, they think it makes them look weaker. It makes it seem like they made a mistake along the way, right? But, you know, oftentimes people that won't admit that they have regrets are the same people who won't apologize, are the same people that act like they're never wrong. Coincidence? Perhaps. In any event, this school will suffer for their decision more than Dave Chappelle will, because Dave Chappelle is bigger than that institution. Yeah, I said it. He's Dave Chappelle. Most of us have never even heard of that school. Now, I know that may be a gym in the DC area, but I bet you 99% of the people that's listening to this show right now had never heard of the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. We've heard of Duke Ellington, but not the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. Now, the initial goal was to do the fundraiser, have the fundraiser to help raise funds for a theater named in Dave's honor. Dave like, hey, shit, I ain't want to do his stuff anyway, I'm just doing it. And they probably contacted him like, hey, we want to, name a theater in your honor, because Dave is probably one of the most famous people, not probably, it's got to be one of the most famous people to ever walk the halls of that school. So it would have brought them more attention and more money and more, more recognition than it would have Dave. So Duke Ellington School of the Arts, take this L. Whoever made the decision, I think it was the principal, probably the principal and the superintendent, somewhere along those lines, but whoever. You hurt the kids more than you hurt Dave Chappelle. I bet you $1 to a donut, most of those kids would have loved to have Dave Chappelle come out and would have loved to attend a program that was inside of that theater, a theater named after Dave Chappelle. I bet you anything. But once again, the administration failed the kids, which they oftentimes do. And that's why I say all the time, these schools, most of what they do, the decisions that they make, they're not for the kids. Therefore, those people who are in the power positions, the authoritative positions, it is for their own pleasure. And they make these decisions out of self-interest in most cases. Once again, whoever made the decision to uninvite, or as Dave said, disinvite Dave Chappelle to be a part of the festivities at the Duke Ellington School of the Arts in Washington, D.C. I want you to take this L. And furthermore, your mama should be embarrassed and your daddy should have pulled out. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
Yeah.